So you guys can see here that the heat shield and the cover on the turbo there is all covered with oil. Also, this little valve here on the side of the intercooler inlet pipe is all covered with oil. Then if you come over here, you see all of this stuff is just all caked up with oil. And that is not normal for this trooper of mine. This is something that has just started happening. Sorry, let me come around here. And so it's just very, very frustrating because I don't really know what's going on with it. There's always been a little bit of oil on the inlet, of course. Sorry. On the inlet, of course, that's typical. And then here on that, even though that's usually a little bit oily, that little return hose from the all the oil system and the turbo and everything into the inlet, the intake, it's much more oily than it used to be. And that continues around. Hold on, I gotta move around real quick. That continues around to back here to, I'm trying not to get this in, where it's considerably more oily than normal. It's hard to get back up in there. I'm gonna actually take the intercooler off here in a minute so I can show you guys better. And it looks a little bit better now than it did last night as far as I can see better with the lighting and everything. But once I get the intercooler off, I'll be able to see a little bit more and show you guys a little bit more about what's going on, and hopefully you guys can help me figure out what I need to do, because this thing hasn't been running real well. Alright, so I have some good news and I have some kind of unsettling news for me, at least. You can see that I've got the intercooler off the top of the motor now. And as you can see, I have the air conditioning compressor and everything still there, even though it's not in use. So that's why I have these hoses kind of laying around. That's a story for another day. But anyway, looking here at what I've found, the good news is I think, and I'm not completely sure because this turbo is really oily in there. I don't know if one of these banjo fittings is leaking, because if you see down in there, for instance, I don't know if you can see there, hold on, try to get focus a little bit better. So down in there, it's like really wet and stuff. I'm curious to know if it's not from this hose here, because I found that the hose clamp, in fact, this one here, wasn't tightening down. So as the turbo was in spool and it was blowing oil, as it typically does through the intercooler and all that, it would be blowing the oil past the edge of the hose and out on the outside, which would make overspray, which would explain why the turbo housing is wet. I'm just not sure that the turbo housing should be that wet. I'll let you guys opine on that, or give me your opinion on what you think about that. Now I will say that all of this oil residue you see in here, to this degree, is relatively new. It's not been this oily before the last couple of months. So if it is just overspray, that fixes one problem, because I know that hose clamp was not working. It's worn out. It doesn't tighten down any longer. But if that's the case, my concern is what's causing the truck from time to time, because it's happened twice in the past 3 weeks, but that's we've driven it a bunch. So why is it from time to time cranking, running with a miss, and staying like that for about a kilometer worth of driving, and then all of a sudden it goes back to normal? I mean, like I said in the post yesterday when I was driving out, let me turn this around. So yesterday when I was driving out, I realized that, you probably can't see me that well. Yesterday when I was driving out, I realized that it was like, I mean, when I accelerated, not to the floor or anything, but just like normal acceleration, it would lag so much it almost died. So what would be causing that? That's the question. So if you guys have any ideas on it, I tried to duplicate it today, but unfortunately it's not acting up at this moment. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I just want to make sure that my daily driver is drivable daily, and at the moment I have some worries about what's going on with it, and I really don't want to get stuck out in the middle of all of this. There's a lot of places out here where I live and there's just no cell service at all. So when I'm out and about, and especially when I'm out with my wife, I don't want her to feel uncomfortable and get scared. So if you guys can have any, I mean, even if it's a remote idea, let me know and I'll look into it. So we'll leave it at that for now, and I'll see what you guys say online. Thanks.